Good girl, Charlie.
Of soldiers crossing borders, mostly in Eastern Europe.
Need a pick-me-up? No rush. I'm functionally immortal. Not that I want to test that.
Give me a sec. Okay, what's up? Sometimes, I even impress myself. Oh, now this I can work with. This is some of my best work. If this thing behind me turns into a giant gateway to ancient Egypt, I'm quitting.
I'm happy to help, Hunter.
Let's do this. Not everyone wants my advice, but they're gonna get it either way.
Hydra won't want to tussle with me now.
Practice makes perfect.
We could go a few rounds.
Peace.
Is your source Maria Hill, or intercepted comms, or other?
A bit of all three.
In the Air Force, we call them betting.
In the Army, we call that...
Our time to stop Chthon is running short. At this point, I'm willing to try just about anything. So if you have any bright ideas...
We should not be sitting here waiting for Chthon to return to our world. We should take the fight to Chthon.
Everything we do here is to prevent Chthon from returning to our plane of existence. We don't go to him. That would be suicide.
I will fight him wherever I see him, no matter what those books tell you.
These books tell me Chthon has been a threat before civilization began, when all that walked the earth were the Elder Gods.
But what else? Surely there is some bit of knowledge we can use. What other things did you learn?
I could keep you up all night blathering on about this, so tell me specifically what you are curious about.
Who were these elder gods? Tell me about them.
Siblings brought into existence on this planet by the Demiurge, the source of all life. These beings were named Set, Gaia, Oshtur, and Chthon. They ruled the planet for many millennia, each of them pursuing their own interests, increasingly battling each other for supremacy until finally it became too much. New gods emerged to topple the old gods and remove their influence from our world.
Nothing lasts forever, even for gods. Was Chthon always this monstrous evil from the very beginning?
There was always something wrong with him, but his insatiable pursuit of chaos magic eventually corrupted him in ways he could never reverse. While Chthon's sibling Gaia sought to nurture life on his planet, Chthon sought to absorb it into himself, to remake all life in his own twisted image. It was because of that evil drive that Chthon was banished to another realm.
And there he waits, ready to return when the opportunity presents itself?
Like now.
If Chthon returns, what exactly will happen to this world?
The world and all life as you know it will cease to exist, but it will not vanish. It will be recast in Chthon's image. We will exist only as extensions of Chthon, and the world will only serve to keep him alive.
What a hellish existence. What about the Darkhold? Could it not provide us with secrets of Chthon?
The Darkhold is dangerous in its own way. With Chthon locked away in another dimension, this is how he has sought to influence events in our world. It is Chthon's own words laid down in print. We cannot trust it as a reliable aid in our battle. It would be like trying to defeat Ultron using his own memoir. Nothing good will come of it.
And the writing is probably awful anyway. The prophecy mentions the sleeping giant awakening. If that is Hulk, how important is he to Chthon's goals?
I'm not sure, other than his presence complicates our ability to stop Hydra and Lilith's efforts.
Something will have to be done about him, or Stark may lose his mind. I do not want to hinder you anymore. Keep reading. Surely there is something we can use.
I hope you're right. And I'll keep digging. One more book. Maybe that will have the answer. If only Wanda could break the spell upon Banner's soul.
There is my ferocious Charlie girl.
We need to take that monster out.
Still with me?
Show no mercy.
I was expecting a challenge.
I think you got him. No half measures.
You have earned this!
Come get it.
Wow, I'm glad you're on our side. Watch my back!
Leave some for the rest of us.
I must break you. Submit.
Payback's gonna be fun.
Looks like we've got the upper hand.
Get some!
They cannot possibly match your strength.
Your suffering will be immeasurable.
Still coming for me.
We've done it. Excellent work.
Hey Hunter, I'm gonna be saying some words about Blaze for the team. We're gathering in the cave right now. Come join us.
I'm glad to be sharing a space with Magic again. She's a good one.
You feeling all right?
I never ran into a steak too chewy for my job.
Hey, thanks for coming, everybody. I know we're all stretched thin at the moment.
We're all here for you, Robbie. We know this is important to you.
But we should move things along. I know what you're all thinking. You thought Blaze was a major league asshole.
Whoa, I thought Professor Xavier was the mind reader, Logan.
Quiet, you. Anyway, Blaze. Yeah, he wasn't nice. But it's not a nice world. And sometimes you gotta be that way to get things done. And he really got a lot of things done. So, you kids remember that. You won't always be so fresh-faced and innocent.
Thanks, Logan. You said it better than I ever could. To be honest, I really struggled with what I was gonna say. Because I used to worship the flaming ground Blaze rode on. And then I met him. And safe to say, I didn't worship him so much anymore. Fairly certain I hated him. Right until he went and sacrificed his life to save mine. Johnny might not have been perfect, but at the end of the day, he was one of us. And I'm glad to have known him. To Johnny Blaze.
Johnny Blaze.
Johnny
Johnny
Blaze.
Blaze.
Johnny Blaze. Is that it? Can we go now?
Yo, it's good to see you.
There must not be anything here. Autumn reveals all. Fascinating.
Welcome to my barracks, as I like to call it.
Reminds you of your war days, huh?
The smell is the same. Old socks, anticipation, and sometimes fear. I was just a kid when I joined the army. I never thought my war days would come to an end.
If you could, would you have made a different choice?
There are plenty of decisions I wish I could change, but not that one. I can't imagine not enlisting against the Nazis. I'm not one to sit on the sidelines when evil's knocking down our door. As much as I hate to say it, maybe war is our destiny. We're both soldiers who've been plucked from our timelines and thrown into it over and over again. Maybe this is what we're supposed to be doing, fighting an endless war.
I have never imagined myself outside of our endless fight. It is my purpose. It brings me meaning. I cannot walk away from it until it is done, even if it never will be.
I think every time we talk, I find something new to admire about you, Hunter.
You are never going to stop saving the world, are you?
No, And neither are you. You're about the closest thing I have here to a co-captain. We might not be able to end all wars, but if you keep walking the walk, we'll be able to end this one.
What you doing, Charlie?
Pull up a stool, Hunter. Never too early to get caffeinated. Stark convinced me to put a shot of his new Stark Drive energy drink in my coffee.
Stark Drive?
Sure, it tastes like sweaty gym sock dipped in coffee, but at least it wakes you up. And if we're headed to Transia, I'm gonna need it. This thing could last 24 hours or 24 days. Hard to tell.
This group does not waste time. We will strike at Hydra and Transia quickly, and we will win.
Now there's a real rah-rah spirit I can get behind. I've got no time for long stays overseas. I don't like to pack a toothbrush, and my transient is pretty terrible.
It makes sense that Lilith would go there. Back to the homeland, that is. Back to the source of her powers.
She's gonna be in for a real nasty shock if she's looking for home. It's not like the old days with the Knights of Wundagore riding around the place. Red Skull and Hydra did a pretty good job of screwing Transia up in every way possible.
The people of Transia are good at heart. There's natural beauty there. We can still save the country from the destruction brought upon it.
We go smash Hydra, and while we're there, we'll plant some trees? Sounds like a plan.
It looks like the others are gathering now in the war room.
Yep, I'll head that way myself. Just need a few more sips of sweaty gym sock. I gotta talk to Stark about getting some new flavors.
Focus, Robbie. Focus.
Oh, I'm focused, Blade.
Point to Transia on the map.
A map is not the terrain.
Need a pick-me-up? Farewell, Hunter.
Give me a sec. Okay, what's up? This is some of my best work.
Always a pleasure. An undeniable essence of power. Good day, Hunter.
You can't find it, can you?
My lucky day, huh? Let's do...
Practice makes perfect. Caretaker said I need to be a team player, so I guess I'm letting you choose for me too. Later. More chit-chat.
You wanted to speak?
Leadership looks good on you, Hunter.
Thank you.
When did it happen?
Right before we rescued you.
That was fast. They must really value you. I remember welcoming the Sons with open arms and feeling that sense of camaraderie. But I still wonder if I truly belong, you know?
You do know that you still belong here with the Sons, right?
Do I? Sometimes I'm not sure.
You do not need to question it. This is where you belong. And as de facto leader of the Midnight Suns, I want you to know that.
That, means a lot. Thanks. I like the feeling of being part of a big, weird family. One that we both fit into.
Europe. Near, Germany?
Hunter, hello.
Great news, Parker. Got my hands on an authentic KGB report from the Cold War about a raid on a Simkarian medical lab.
Lovely, dear. You're a natural.
Great. Why are you so excited? Because the lab was built on the order.
Hydra forces in this area are causing trouble. Let's take them down.
That does not sound like a challenge.
Here I am!
Get to the trucks and grab those artifacts before they roll out.
We can definitely handle that.
That was really something.
Let's give it a go.
The endless search for wealth and power with just a tinge of fascism. Hydra will never change.
Weak, even for Hydra.
You know, you're pretty good at this.
I hope this is one of the stronger arms. We did come all the way here for a fight.
Submit.
I'll handle it.
More fodder for your amusement.
You've got nothing to fear.
truck is about to move out. You're running out of time.
This one's for you! That's the spirit. Here we go again!
Fight on!
At least you get to travel to new, exciting destinations before you get beat up.
Watch that one!
Take that!
Never surrender!
We will make this quick.
Take advantage while they focus on me.
My fate
Your end comes.
It's starting to get annoying!
You're mine!
They're relentless! They haven't given up yet.
It's your time now!
They all set their sights on me.
Oh, I don't get mad. I get even.
I saw an acrobat once as a child, but he was not nearly on your level.
You have earned this!
You are lucky to still be breathing.
By the will of the old gods.
Leave some for the rest of us. Your fate is sealed. Was that truly your best?
The artifacts are secure, but why don't you teach Hydra a lesson while you're there?
I don't have magic healing!
It's remarkable how well Hydra manages to attract new recruits despite decades of ineptitude. Impressive.
Otherwise, you're in trouble.
I'll return the favor in kind.
I think that's gonna leave a mark.
I don't appreciate it.
The more the merrier.
This one won't bother us again. Watch closely. This should aid me in my fight.
Try this on for size.
I will not be defeated.
A moment. The light shines on the most dutiful.
I know what my future holds. I fear no end.
The reports of my demise have been greatly exaggerated.
Maybe you do not realize the trouble you are in, friend.
I see we're not holding back.
That will not distract me.
I seem to have overextended myself.
This might sting a little.
I would say that qualifies as amazing.
I'm on it. Should come in handy. Oh, this should be good.
This won't end well for you. It's in your best interest to quit now.
The light will heal you.
That was refreshing. We can do this. We didn't even need to practice.
I'd say that was a very successful outing. Good work.
Book club tonight. You in?
Meet you there.
I'll walk you.
My plan backfired. Thought choosing a weird book would drive people away.
Why would you do that?
More punch for the rest of us.
Why have I not heard of Crash Morgan? I know it's an older book, but this is exactly the kind of story I like.
I thought Logan might bail. But I told him we'd bring more snacks this time. I have him figured out. I'm good if you are.
I am ready.
All right, Logan, I need to know. Why did you choose this book?
I'll tell you, just not yet. I want to hear what you thought of this book.
It was written in the 1940s, so I expected some repugnant attitudes and phrases. But it surprised me. The writing was simple, yet the story was deeper than it had any right to be.
What was your favorite part?
It's in the chapter where Crash and the princess escape the Zorgots. The next morning, they see the sun rise and Mars rising beside it. When the princess asks what the future holds and Crash just stares at Mars as it eclipses the sun, it gave me chills.
Is it just me, or do the stellar bodies represent their time together?
Absolutely. The time they have together is fleeting. I think this is where Crash first realizes there's no future for the two of them. Anyway, I think the moment gets lost when the Zorgots deploy their Null Stalkers.
I don't get why the robot dog didn't warn them. I thought it could talk.
Not until number 19, the minefields of the reticulates. It's a whole thing.
Got it. So, what's the idea with Crash's promise?
What about it?
When Crash apprehends Glaxogorp, they have a tense conversation in the back of the flypod. Crash says there's a way the Zorgots can leave the moon with everything they want, but the princess must take the throne. Then Crash vows that no queen of royal blood shall ever rule Deimos. Glaxogorp agrees, but why? Crash breaks the vow in the next chapter.
That makes no sense. Why say Queen of Royal Blood?
You're right. I can't believe I missed that. And how does that tie into the Hydro gunfight at the top of the space scraper?
Really? You don't see it?
I do.
They're shapeshifters.
Who?
Crash and Glaxogorp.
No.
Yep.
But then, when do they...
The Hydro gunfight. Crash gets hit in the helmet and goes down. And what happens whenever Crash is unconscious?
The helmet changes color. Turns bronze like the suit.
Right. Then Glaxogorp pulls up on the rocket sled and takes Crash and the princess into custody. That's when they make the switch. Crash and Glaxogorp change form. But where do they stash the princess?
That rocket sled has a bunch of places to hide a princess.
Ah, but the next time you see the sled, Glaxogorp passes it off to another Zorgot and orders it to be sterilized. Their plan required her to be in Crash's suit. The opaque helmet keeps her safe. So we get to the Deimos Council meeting. The princess refuses the throne and declares her love for Crash, who is the princess in Crash's suit. When they embrace, the false princess deactivates the Magna Manacles binding Crash. But Crash nabs the Star Scepter from the fake princess, activates the suit's zoom vest, and smashes through the monoculus.
So, if that's the actual princess, she escapes. But who is the false princess?
That's a shape-shifted Glaxogorp. Without the Star Scepter, Deimos can't crown their queen.
Right. She never wanted it, and the Zorgots definitely don't want it. Glaxogorp, posing as the princess, can steer Deimos away from war.
And when the fake Glaxogorp vows the Star Scepter shall be restored to the princess, that's actually Crash.
So Crash made 2 vows and broke neither of them. The cliffhanger with Glaxogorp chasing Crash's ship is actually Crash returning to the princess so they can escape Deimos.
You got it. They reveal the switcheroo at the beginning of number 6, Attack of the Intergalactic Space Weasels.
Clever. I like it more now. And that's where we'll call it for tonight.
So,
Logan. I almost wish this book was a comic instead. I would have liked to see the monoculus.
My book was the best of them.
You have only been to 2 meetings.
Yeah, but you know I'm right.
You did not mention a book for next time.
Yeah, with everything going on, I'm gonna put book club on a hiatus until things are less apocalyptic.
I hope we come back to this in the future.
Same here. Books are a gourmet meal for thought. Not to call anyone out, but you just can't feed your mind gristle.
Who else would you invite if you could?
There's a lawyer who got me out of a bad situation a few years back. Smart as a whip, picks up on subtle things even I tend to miss. As long as the books we read have Braille copies, I could convince him. Actually, I need to thank you for sticking around since the beginning. For all your help with Carol.
Of course.
I don't get close to many people. I never get into relationships. That's not a rule I ever break. But I did with Carol. Beyond all the reasons, I find her amazing. Do you know why?
You are into her because she can kick your ass.
That's exactly it.
Really? I was joking.
I'm not. Vampires fight dirty. They'll kill whoever you love just because they can. If they really want you to suffer, they'll turn your true love into one of them. That's why dating me is a death sentence, and I refuse to put that weight on anyone. But can you imagine some pissant vampire trying to chow down on Captain Marvel? First, his fangs would snap off on contact with her skin. Then she'd just chuck it into space. No hiding from the sun out there. There's no way they can ever touch her. But it's not just that.
It is you. She is safe from you.
Yeah. I never break my rule because I know deep down there's a chance I could lose control. But with Carol, hell, she could hold me over her head till I was myself again. Wouldn't even break a sweat.
Completely unrelated, I want to watch Captain Marvel bench press Blade.
I would not.
You are no fun.
And you already knew that. Well, I'm glad you joined me for all of this. Maybe next time the world is ending, I'll start a sparring club.
A sparring club? Is that just training with a fancy name?
You saw right through me. You leaving?
Not just yet.
I think there's more punch. On your way out?
That is it for me.
Righteous.
It's hard to keep secrets from my sibling. He never sleeps. Could we change the name of the door to the midnight?
Hello, my sweet girl.
During that last mission, was I the only one who thought, yep, this is how I die? No? Just me?
Nico and I shared a bonding moment over my punk phase. It was endearing.
The Abbey is a very different place than the one I left.
How so?
With all these people, it's not crowded exactly. It certainly feels more alive.
The Abbey was always too empty. This is how it was meant to be.
Yes, it's better, I think. For the first time, I feel at home. Very perceptive, Hunter.
You know, I've been thinking, Hunter, and have come to the conclusion that we need a theme song.
We do?
Yes. We're practically a two-person team here, and I think this is the natural next step in our friendship. So, you got a favorite genre of music we could put the tune to?
We need something that will let our enemies know who they are dealing with.
Like?
That metal music Nico and Magic like to listen to. It is dark and menacing, and should strike terror into the hearts of our enemies.
I don't know, Hunter. I'm pretty sure I've heard some Lilin lieutenants blast heavy metal on one of those death marches. I don't think that's gonna frighten them. I was thinking more like, Hunter and Spider-Man! Hunter and Spider-Man! One is a hunter, the other Spider-Man! They are Hunter and Spider-Man! So, what do you think?
It is quite catchy, Peter. I certainly will not be able to get it out of my head for a great while.
Good, because that's the whole point. We want to be like that song Lilin and Hydra forces can't get out of their heads no matter how hard they try.
Then you are succeeding.
Cool. I'll work on it some more then. In the meantime, I was wondering, what do you think about that other thing I asked you about?
What other thing?
Me joining the Midnight Suns. You said be the best I can be, and I'm all for that, but I'm too used to working alone. I want to fit in more with the Suns. Any pointers?
Why not ask Robbie for guidance? He is part of the Suns and probably went through his own journey trying to find his place.
You're right. I guess I can casually bring it up next time we queue for an online match. I don't want him to think that I'm using him or anything. Not that I'm using you or anything.
Peter, I am sure he would love to have you as an ally in the Suns. As would I.
Aw, Really?
Really?
Okay. Thanks for the solid advice as always, Hunter. Till next time.